All right, so before anybody freaks out and says, that's not the same thing at all, yada, 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 we're talking about an analogy here, okay? We're talking about an analogy or a metaphor. I don't know. One of those two things. I did a post this morning. I was watching one of the Sunday morning news shows, and some elected Democrat who I'd never heard of before, they were talking about gun violence. And he said, we have an amazing problem in this country with submachine guns, which have been illegal since like 1930, basically. And I was just like, if you're an elected Democrat and you're going to go on national television and talk about guns, make sure you know what the hell you're talking about. Because anybody who's ever owned a gun, and all of the Second Amendment people and all of the people on the right are just going to be like, see, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's like listening to white elected Republican men talk to or question health experts who are women and lecture them about, pregnancy, miscarriages, and uteruses. I mean, when we see that happen, we on the left, when we see that happen, we point to them in horror and we're like, my God, they're legislating on this stuff and they literally have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Yeah. And some elected Democrats too, but those are men, but It's just like, we elect people to legislate and make incredibly serious decisions about incredibly serious issues. And this is true on both sides. It's like when you're approaching issues like that and you're simply doing it from an ideological standpoint as opposed to an actually informed standpoint, you do so much damage to your own side. You just do so much damage to your own side. And it's not the cause of, but it certainly fuels, I think, the fact that we have the gun laws in the United States that we have, or lack thereof, depending on what state you live in. I'm a gun owner. My politics are very far on the left. And I look at the gun legislation that passes in California, where I've lived in 25 years. And so much of it is the dumbest possible shit you can possibly imagine. It's just, how could they have even thought this up? This literally makes no sense whatsoever. The flip side is that you get these uneducated, profoundly ignorant, ideologically driven evangelical Republicans passing legislation in red states as it relates to abortion or abortion-related medical care or miscarriages, medications, things like that. And now in those states, their mortality rates for women in childbirth skyrocketing. Infant mortality rates skyrocketing. Women and girls are dying in these states because they're being run by Republican legislators, predominantly white men, who think that they're legislating on behalf of Jesus. And so they don't give a shit what the medicine actually is. They don't care. Because it's like, if you disagree with them, you're just a baby killer. If you disagree with them, you're just a baby killer. And that had already been well underway across the United States following the Dobbs decision from the Supreme Court, written by Sam Alito, overturning Roe versus Wade. And I think that decision came out in the spring of 2022. All of those patterns were well underway when we got to the 2024 election and a majority of white women still voted for Donald Trump. After he being the primary driving force, him and Leonard Leo and Mitch McConnell, three old white men, the driving force behind literally taking away a constitutional right from all women. It's just still mind-boggling to me. It's still just absolutely mind-boggling to me. I'll never be able to wrap my head around that.